Yo, what is going on, guys? The Ultimate Wrestling Fan here, and today I and fuck no, never mind. I need to do something else. Okay. Yo, what's going on, guys? The Ultimate Wrestling Fan here, and yet again I am here with your boy MTWS Action Figures, and today we are going to be predicting WWE WrestleMania 41 Night 2.
Yeah, night two of WrestleMania, baby. I'm assuming, but let me get my rough prediction. Let me just get these three choice of words that will either probably be what will happen at Mania. Oh, one, oh my God, I can't believe CM Punk beat Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman. Two, oh my God, Paul turned on Punk. Roman is back heel. Oh my. And three, oh my God, I can't believe Seth Rollins killed Roman Reigns with a steel chair and Paul Heyman killed CM Punk with a barbed wire bat. Yeah, that's probably going to be Mania and then the soundbite one. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this Mania. What are your thoughts going into this Mania? This
Got
night of action coming.
Going into night 2, I mean, as you said in the first video, this one clearly seems to be the more stacked card, even if I don't 100% agree with it.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, looking at the matches, whew, there's only like a few that I'm not the biggest, I'm not extremely excited for, but hey, people have opinions. It just happens that all of mine are right. So, let's get into
Yeah,
this.
I agree. This night of Mania, or at least looks like they've tried to stack it as high as possible. I think night one was more of I think the word would be like the talent factor, showing off the better superstars and that. Night two is going to be about the spectacle, about the big OMG moments. And I think we're going to see a lot of them here tonight. But anyways, I think we get into the predictions.
Yeah, just before we get into that, I do want to say I feel like a lot of people will be complaining online afterwards due to the fact that the main event of WrestleMania 40 was so good with the whole WWE Endgame type thing. But
Yeah,
okay, cool. Let's get into the first match. We both know which match it's going to be for obvious reasons. It is the Sin City Street Fight between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath. And I'll go first with giving my takes on this. This is a match that was given a stipulation because they wanted more stipulations on the card. They could have chosen anything else. They just want to get a pop because Sin City. Obviously, everybody should know that this is not an overnight thing. Obviously, at WrestleMania 40, Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins for the world title, and then Damian Priest cashed in. So, tough decision here because I don't know how I feel about this match, but we'll just go with Drew McIntyre. I feel like I don't even have to ask you who you're going to pick, but go on, explain your reasons.
well, as you said, you don't have to ask me. There's an obvious pick for me, and it's got to be Drew McIntyre, the man. Of course, here's what I think though. As you said, it's not an overnight thing like most people are thinking. It's not really a lackluster match because it's had like I'd say it'll be coming up a year's worth of build from all the
Over
way
a
back at
year.
WrestleMania 40, as you said, where we had, I believe, it was the Seth Rollins Drew McIntyre match, where CM Punk interfered at the end, leading to Damian Priest cashing in. Then all the way leading to Drew McIntyre chasing the belt and finally getting his rematch at Clash at the Castle in Glasgow that I was there for. And I was heartbroken by Damian Priest. I hate that man. But I've got to admit it was a great story. And I like this story. I think it's one of the better ones, to be honest, going into Mania. It's on home up, what, over a year's of build now? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, over a year.
But yeah, no, Drew should win here. I think I said it in the last video. I'm gonna say it again. This Mania has a dark cloud over it, and this will be one of the few points that is dark. And I think this match is going to be great. A very great match. And I think Drew McIntyre is going to win in this bloody war.
Do you think we're going to get Snoop Dogg commentating on it like last year's Street Fight?
Oh, sweat. God. No, well, I've probably
Jelly Roll.
No, well, probably Snoop Dogg. Sadly. No, I've Drake, Kendrick Lamar,
Someone.
Donald Trump on commentary.
That's only in the Vince era. Alright. Next one we'll go with the Women's Tag Team Championship match, which I am not hyped for. I'm just happy that Liv got on the card. It is Liv and Raquel, the Tag Team Champions, up against Lyra Valkyrie, or whatever the hell her name is, and Bayley. I'll let you do your thoughts first.
I've got to admit, I am surprisingly, I think I maybe one of the few people who are excited for this match, because I think it's honestly got a decent build. I think I may be just awfully optimistic, because I think I must be biased because I'm also at the build for Mania. But Lyra and Raquel, if you saw what they did on Raw, they had a great match. Same with Bayley and Liv. You put them two teams together, they're going to have a great match. You know Lyra can go, you know Liv and Bayley can go, and Raquel's Raquel. She's Raquel. But yeah,
Raquel's cool.
I think personally this should have been a winners take all match, but that would technically take away from my factor of the fact I think Liv and also Raquel are picking up the win here. But I think, in my opinion, it should have been winners take all, and they should have took the belt off Lyra. She's been an alright champion.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, but
have you heard her entrance
theme? They could have put the belt on Liv, and we could have seen a Liv mid card title run. If it was as good as a world title run, it would be a great run with defenses like Dakota, well, probably Lyra again, and many others. But no, that my pick to win is a retention for Liv and Raquel. Who do you think Ultimate's going to win that?
First of all, have you heard Lyra Valkyria's theme song?
Yeah, I was in person.
Yeah, it's a good theme song. So, she is the Women's IC Championship champion at the moment. Excuse my miswording. So obviously, I don't think she's going to be carrying around two belts. She just got that Women's IC belt pretty much. They haven't done anything with her, so I'm just going to say Liv and Raquel for the win. AKA Judgment Day, but, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Let's get on to the next match then.
Okay. We got two people that are very famous in Japan. We got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
Oh my god.
I say it every year. We need to see someone do something with the alien hat. But anyway, I'll get into my thoughts first. Obviously, listen, I'm conflicted about this, especially since this is going to be one of AJ's last Mania matches, as he has said that he doesn't want to wrestle into his 50s. He doesn't even want to wrestle at 50. And I don't know how old he is, but I feel like he's 47 or something?
48, I think.
48. So this is his second last Mania, or second or third last Mania match.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so take that in. Logan Paul is wrestling AJ Styles in one of his last WrestleMania matches. Now, I prefer this over the rumor of John Cena versus Logan Paul like a million times more. But
Yeah.
listen, I'm not saying that's not going to be a good match. Obviously, AJ Styles, an absolutely incredible performer, wrestled all over the globe, wrestled in Japan. Logan Paul went to Japan once. Yeah, it's going to be a banger of a match. Logan Paul's going to win. Yeah, thanks.
What? You think he's winning? You think AJ Styles in one of his last ever Mania matches is losing to a YouTuber?
What's wrong with YouTubers?
Never mind. I'm gonna point. I'm just gonna say my pick. AJ's winning because of that dude who showed up on Raw in Madison Square Garden. The dude with the mustache. He's gonna like cost him. I don't really care what it leads to because I just don't. But anyway, I do think that I'm just gonna say this now. AJ wins, but AJ has this track record at Mania that's really strange. The fact he's wrestled guys like Jericho, Edge, Orton, Taker. And them matches, they've all been mid.
Are you saying his match with
Mid
Taker was
matches.
mid?
I know, but it was cinematic, and if it was a proper one, I'm just saying it would have been bad. But nevertheless, them matches weren't the best or like ever. They're not AJ Styles standard matches. They're like just not very good compared to his other matches. But then he wrestles guys like LA Knight, guys like Shane McMahon. Not to discredit them, but like they're not the best ever. No, I wouldn't even put them in my like top 100. But then the thing is, they go and wrestle AJ Styles and put on some of the greatest matches you've ever seen. His best Mania matches are with Shane McMahon, LA Knight. Does that not sound strange to you? How AJ doesn't have great Mania matches with guys like Orton, guys like Edge,
I feel like
and like the New Day, even though that was with Omos.
I feel like he sees the hype online and feels like it has to be an amazing match, so he just plans a whole bunch of stuff. When
Yeah.
when that can ultimately be the biggest downfall for you, because when you know someone's moveset so well and you don't have to call much at all, that is one of the best things.
Yeah. But anyways, I just find it really strange. So I haven't got my hopes up because everyone's saying how good this match is gonna be, and I am feeling like it might underwhelm people how big it is. They're gonna do the big spot of the double flying into each other clothesline, whatever, like that Ricochet and AJ did for the Rumble. But no, that's about it. That's it for me.
Yeah, yeah. Quick thoughts. What are your thoughts on the pulverizer?
Love that move. It has to be one of the most beautiful moves I've ever seen. Not to discredit Logan, but he has Logan. He's I like just from a wrestling standpoint. I love him. Nothing else. I love him as a wrestler, and that's that. Nothing to do with him on YouTube.
Okay.
But some of his moves are pretty as hell. Like that movie hit on LA Knight, the springboard backflip moonsaults or from the top rope.
Yeah.
Well, springboard. That in the pulverizer. What is it like? Some of the other stuff he's done.
Even
He
his
is an absolute
punch.
legend of the game.
Even his punch is
He has done it
crisp.
so well.
Like he's got a really good
But
looking punch. Like,
yeah. But no, he's great. He's great wrestler. Anyways, I think we should best go on to the next one.
should we best go on to? Yeah, we are going to go on to the next one. Anyway,
Yeah.
why not? The triple threat women's world championship match between the champion Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Now, yeah, I'll let you go first.
Right. here's the thing. I think, and I know I've said this for a lot of matches, but I think everyone's got their hopes too high for Mania. It could be like the best Mania ever, but I don't think it is gonna be. So I think despite how much people are loving this, well, not liking the build, they rather just just announced a triple threat straight away instead of having to go for all the special guest referee, reassigning the contract, Io being like pretty much ignored as the champion. She's the third. It's like, I believe it was Jericho, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, them three in a love triangle story, and the world
Yeah.
champion Chris Jericho was in that story, and he was the side character. The world champion should not be a side character in a story of WrestleMania. Matter of fact, he just shouldn't be a side character to start with. It feels like a prop in this storyline. But I think Bianca's winning because Naomi's going to interfere and the streaks are going to live another year. That's all I've got to
Right.
say.
Bianca
Who do
does
you
have
think's
that
going to win?
streak.
I just don't think this match is going to be as good as anyone thinks it's going to be.
Wow. Okay. We got some pretty hot takes from Mr. MT himself. So, I did forget about Bianca's streak. Thank you for reminding me. That is a vital factor of this predictions. Now, I feel like there's an obvious answer for me to go to for obvious reasons. But,
Well, Rhea Ripley, because you are Australia.
pretty much. But, sorry to displease everyone, that is not my answer. Obviously, this whole thing is the fact that Io is not taken seriously by the other two, which is why I feel like this is the match that Io's going to win, because it's going to be the match where, nobody's focused on Io during this whole thing, and then Io does a whole bunch of her flippy, impressive stuff and beats them both, retaining the championship at WrestleMania, probably pinning Rhea, so technically the streak is kind of still intact or whatever.
Not really, but yeah, I guess. Well, I just think the streets are, we disagree. Neither of us think Rhea's winning, but fair enough. If Rhea was going to win, they would have just kept the belt on her since
Exactly.
after Elimination Chamber and had her lose it here, or well, retain it here. But yeah, I think we should go on to the next match.
You mean the second last match that we will be predicting? That is the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way match between the champion Braun Breaker up against Penta, up against Finn Balor, up against Dirty Dom. Right, alright. So, this match, I genuinely think is going to be the best match of night 2, because looking at this card, they all look like they're going to be absolutely incredible matches. The main event, seeing this match at last year's, I'll get into that later, but you get what I'm trying to say. So, I think this will be the best match of night 2.
I'm just going to point this out before you say anything.
Yep.
This match, in my opinion, it has no wrong answers for who anyone thinks is going to win. There's a viable reason everyone should win. Braun should retain the belt because Braun is cool. Balor should win as he hasn't won anything in like years. Dom should win to continue that lineage. And Penta should win because he's a rising star coming up the ranks. Winning the Intercontinental Championship in his first Mania is a big, major moment for him. Same as Braun retaining the Intercontinental Championship, it's a big moment for him to add to his resume of what he's done in his career. But anyway, Claire, I want to hear what you have to think of this.
Well, you pretty much summed that up perfectly. I have no clue. I don't think Braun Breaker was on last year's Mania. I believe this is his Mania debut. Same with Penta.
It's him and Penta's first Mania.
Exactly. This match is gonna go crazy, bro. I'm so excited for this. Yeah, as you said, no wrong answers to choose from. Obviously, I'm not leaning towards Bron Breakker. I feel like there is going to be a title change. Unfortunately, I have a feeling it's not going to be Finn Balor because for some reason Papa H doesn't like him. Between Penta and Dom, I'd love to see Penta get that win, but I have a feeling it's going to be Dirty Dominic Mysterio by pinning Finn Balor. Yeah.
Yeah, I I thought I have the same thing as you. Like as I said earlier, everyone I think should win. I don't think Braun's retaining. He's I think the least likely. Balor, I want him to win, but I don't think he will. But then lastly, Dom and Penta, either one I don't mind winning. But just to add a bit of change to it, I'll pick Penta. I think he'll have a good feel good win, and then his brother will come out, and then his brother won't come out. He's on the other side of the brand. He'll probably be in the crowd for the match.
Because he's not doing anything at
Probably run off
Mania.
Judgment Day, something like that. Him and the Steiners run off Judgment Day. Oh well, Carlito, because he'll be the only man.
So sad.
But yeah, no, I believe Penta is winning the Intercontinental Championship like he should have at Glasgow. I'm sorry. Not a bit invested.
It should have been me. Anyway, time for the last match to predict in this video. Are you
Yep.
ready? We all know what match it is. It's the un. Okay, it is the undisputed WWE Championship match between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and the Break a Wish Foundation member John Cena.
Damn.
We'll let you go first this time.
Yeah. As I always I've been at many moments. One of my favorite moments going to a wrestling show was literally standing maybe 1-2 feet away from John Cena in Glasgow. It has to be one of my favorite moments, and him walking out and despising the whole crowd, saying he's gonna ruin wrestling.
Mr.
And I
Sharp
think
over
he's
here.
going to win the world title here tonight. But it won't be without a great match on the lead up. I think we'll get 20 minutes of pure John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Ideally 2016 John Cena. Hitting springboard stunners. Just everything he can. But, and then the ref goes down. Rock, Travis Scott, Stone Cold. Just everyone. Then
Jane.
I think we might get Drew McIntyre. Him, Seth, one of them coming out, costing Cody the championship. I think it's more likely to be Seth, but you never know. But Seth coming out, costing Cody the title because Seth had to help him last year. He's not helping him again. What has Cody done for Seth since then? Nothing. Left him for dead by Bronson Reed. So I think Seth cost him the title, and we see the Corporation 2.0, Travis Scott, and then we got The Rock, and we got John Cena, the undisputed champion, and we got Seth Rollins. And because Seth Rollins is with Paul Heyman, you've got that, and if Brock Lesnar ever comes back, you can add him to the mix. Like a big super group evil faction for eventually when John Cena comes back to the light, he can join and he will be the hero and destroy his own mess. But anyways, I think John Cena is picking up the win here in a opposite of last year type match. It's going to be like Infinity War all over again. Everyone trying to stop him, but Cena ends up beating him, and everyone goes home sad. but happy at the same time because he's won his 17th. But anyways, who do you pick to win this match?
Damn. If you can't tell, MTWS clearly pays very good attention to stories and stuff. So, here's what I'm thinking. So, obviously, we saw the match between Cena and Theory at 39, I believe. Yeah, 39.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not very critical on matches, but you could tell that wasn't the same Cena.
No, that is very true. He wasn't really like doing all that much in that match. Theory sort of had to carry him. But anyways, continue.
It was a very simple match for a WrestleMania match. It followed the very simple match structures, if you will. Obviously it was a bit disappointing to say the least, seeing Cena losing a step in the ring. And listen, back then he probably had less movies and stuff going on than he does now, which gives him even less time to train. I don't think he's going to be training at all to get to this match, to be fair. He doesn't really need to. But I don't think anything's going to change. I think it's going to be Cena not still being there 100% in the ring like he used to be. I feel like that's why this retirement tour is happening right now, because he's noticing that he's not able to do those crazy spots that he sometimes pulls off in those big matches. But
Yeah. He literally, I believe he did an interview. I'm not sure who with, but it was about the retirement tour, and he said that like he knows that his time's coming up, so he's like trying to get. So he's finishing now because he knows he can't keep it up.
yeah,
So like he pretty much what you said has just been facts.
which you can tell that like I'm not, because the Solo Sikoa match I actually didn't mind. The last few matches were actually alright, except the Theory match. Like, I'm not saying it was a bad match, but it wasn't Cena level match. So, obviously, that doesn't take into effect of who's going to win. I just don't think it's going to be the greatest on night 2. Obviously, this whole story was absolutely amazing. I lost my shit seeing that Cena turned heel at Elimination Chamber. Like, that was the last thing I was expecting, especially after they announced the retirement tour. And so yeah, I agree with your whole statement about The Rock and Stone Cold and Travis Scott, all these people coming out. I don't agree if Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman are together. I don't agree with them going to not save, but attacking Cody, just because I feel like Paul Heyman doesn't work in that dynamic. But I feel like this is an obvious one. We've got to go with John Cena. I want to see him win that 17th. It's going to be John Cena winning it at Mania. Hopefully with a different theme song. Maybe darker armbands.
He's not changing it anytime. He's not changing it. He would have changed it when he showed up in Russell's, I think it was. But he's not changing it now. He's too late on. They're keeping it just for the factor. For the cool factor.
Your boy's a bad man, and he's yeah.
Oh no, we are never getting that.
I want to. Yeah, no, I just don't think it's going to be the greatest match, which really upsets me because it's Cena. So
yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, we both picked Cena.
Yep. Both picked Cena.
And he's that's the last pick of the video then, isn't it?
I guess it is, unless yeah, no. It is. As of recording, that is that's all the matches that have been announced for Mania.
But we should probably quickly, just in case they announce like Randy Orton versus someone,
Okay, right.
what we think.
Let's do this now.
It'll probably just be Randy anyways.
So, Randy Orton, there's only two possibilities that I see right now. Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa or Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis. We'll do both of them real quickly.
I think Randy's winning both. I just don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, we'll go with that as well. We'll also do one more, in case they do the tag match, SmackDown.
Yeah.
So obviously it'd be Pretty Deadly versus Street Profits versus DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns versus who else is on that tag roster?
I think that would actually be it.
No,
I think that would be the match they'd do.
I think Garza and someone were doing something. Garza and
No, they just did the Italy show, I think.
Oh, okay.
That was just for the Italy show to pop the crowd. But no, yeah, no, I think the Profits win.
Profits win that one? Damn. I thought you would have gone
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't
Yes
think they're
Boys.
champions now. I don't. Not anytime soon. They've not been champions for long. It'll be at least whatever the pay per view is after Backlash. At least then.
Well, I'll go with Pretty Deadly then because they're the only people that haven't held the belts in this whole storyline.
Yes, boy. The
Hey,
only reason
yes,
I did pick
boys.
them is because they should have, if they were going to win them, they should have done it in London. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, that's the video. I guess we'll have to do the outro now.
What's that? Okay. Yeah, I would like to thank MTWS Action Figures for coming on here. He is one of the people I am closest with in the Feding community and the YouTube space. Plug your stuff.
Watch my YouTube channel, MTWS Action Figures. Find me on Instagram, MTWS Figures. No, that's everything I'm on. Wait until you see the Nations title tournament. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Down in Australia, we're going down under MTWS for the one-time show. That's it. I think that's it for me.
I
Watch
mean,
my YouTube channel. Watch my stuff. Watch Wrestle Kingdom. Wait until you see my next match coming out later this month. Either the end of this month or start of next month.
yeah, he's got a busy year up ahead. Doing a ton of shows, joint shows that haven't all been announced. Very proud of this guy. Gonna do absolutely amazing things. Hope
And yeah.
Yeah, hope we do
Just
more of these videos.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be fun. We'll have to do one for some AEW ones as well.
Yuck.
Like Forbidden Door, because I won't be going to that, but I'll be at the go home show for Forbidden Door most likely in Glasgow.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be the one that has to catch me up in the AEW storylines then.
I'll have to fill you in on the what happens on the collision as well, so then we can have it there.
Yeah.
Because it's a dual taping. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. Go like and subscribe to Ultimate. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do everything. Tell us who you think's winning everything at Mania.
It's gonna be me. Let's be honest.
What? Rocky Thompson.
Whoa.
Whoa. Are we not about to read the wrestling skills of the man, the myth, the legend, Rocky Thompson?
I haven't said that at any point, but alright. You're the first. You can be the first one to say it. I ain't bleeping that out.
Yeah, Rocky Thompson, Ultimate Wrestling fan. Follow him on Instagram. Watch some of his stuff. He's doing great stuff down in Australia, down under, wrestling some great matches. I genuinely think you should have a look at his page, see what he's getting up to. Yeah, that's it.
I appreciate that.
Ultimate What you gotta say?
Well, I guess we should do the outro, which will be my outro for some reason. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.